Pastor Tom here, and like many of you, I have been sickened and saddened by what I've seen happening in our nation in recent days. I took the time last week to watch the video of George Floyd, and I was deeply moved by what I saw. Many have asked me how I'm processing and what I'm seeing as I look at what's happening in our nation. And I just want to share with you in this video today exactly how I see things, how the leadership of our church sees things, and what we might do to respond to what's happening. First, I believe we need to acknowledge that misuse of force by those in power is the definition of oppression and injustice. In fact, the word I would use to describe what happened to George Floyd is evil. His life was taken from him by those in power. We live in a broken world. I've said that so many times while preaching. Humanity is broken. And the brokenness of humanity, what we see is racism. We see injustice. We see oppression. It's all around us in our lives. The desire to protest in the face of such oppression is a natural feeling. And I personally and our church stand with those who peacefully protest. But you know and I know that it's wrong. Riots, violence, looting, we all know the desire to peacefully protest in the face of oppression and injustice and misuse of force is a natural feeling. And I and the leadership of our church stand with anyone who wants to peacefully protest what's happening. But you know and I know that looting, riots, violence done on shop owners and bystanders, it's also evil and is grieving to my heart to see all the things that are unfolding. So what can we do? First and foremost, what we can do is come together as a church family and fast and pray for harmony, for racial reconciliation, and for the state of our nation. So I'm calling you to pray with me and fast with me on Friday, June 5th, this week, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., that all those daylight hours we would be fasting and praying together for our nation. Join me in this way. Second of all, it's time to have conversations. Conversations with your children, conversations with your friends, and conversations with people who really may not be like you. To talk about these issues of oppression and injustice and racism and get those conversations out to understand and discuss what's happening. In fact, this week I'm meeting with an African-American pastor to put on the table these issues and have a productive conversation together about what's happening. So I want to call you, fast and pray for our nation this Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And second of all, have conversations, talk about what's happening that we might fight towards the end of racism and discrimination, oppression, and the misuse of force in our nation. Thank you.